Paula Madison, we're here at your beautiful home, Southern California.
Thank you.
Real quick, anybody who doesn't know something about you, give your last 20 years career-wise.
Past 20 years, I was in New York, news director at the NBC station in New York, moved to LA, president and general manager of the NBC station in LA and ran Telemundo stations for them in LA, became the corporate executive vice president for diversity, GE company officer, retired, found my Chinese grandfather's descendants in China, shot a documentary about that, wrote a book, of course met them, and there's more than 300 of them as they welcomed the black Chinese people into their family, retired, and then joined the Los Angeles Police Commission as vice president, and I just kind of roamed the planet. I see myself as a citizen of the world.
Amazing. Tell me about your first job ever, the first thing you ever got paid to do.
I was 14 years old. My very first job ever was in Harlem, where I'm from. It was a summer youth program run by the city of New York, a model cities program. And I got paid $45 a week in order to work with kids who were 7, 8, 9 years old. And the whole program was designed to keep all of us out of trouble during the summertime in the mean, hot streets of Harlem.
You're a person that went to college, you did school. Do you think that that was necessary for your path? And what do you suggest to kids who aren't sure about if they want to go to college or not?
We're seeing people every day who don't go to college. They don't have to be that small percentage of people who are successful in the NBA or the NFL. They don't have to be the small percentage of people who win a Grammy, because today what we're seeing are young people who did not go to college, who are founding Apple and founding Microsoft. Those are examples of how your brilliance and your genius and your drive can translate to success. And explain to them that as long as a person maintains an interest in learning, you can learn all over the world. You can learn from your backyard. You can learn anywhere, but you just have to be willing to learn. The danger happens when you think you know everything. I'm 63 years old, and what I enjoy every day is how much I've learned and continue to learn. And at the time where I stopped being interested in learning, I may as well just sort of roll up into a ball and go sit under a tree.
So Paula, go with the safest bet or risk it all and either fail or big success?
Latter. It's the latter.
So go for it.
Absolutely.
Have the chance of failing.
But when we say that, let me just tell you something, that I'm not going to take the big risk if the odds are 50-50.
Okay.
If the odds are even, I don't know that I'm willing to risk. I'll even take the risk if the odds are 52-48. I just need to see something that suggests that it's probably tipped more in the direction in which I want to go. But I have risked it all. You make those decisions based on where you are in life. For example, if you're 25 years old, you can afford to take a bigger risk because you probably don't have a lot of people depending upon you yet. If you're 35 years old, you might have little kids and they're depending upon you. The greater the assets you have, and by assets I don't just mean money, but family, responsibilities, then it becomes more and more difficult to be a big risk taker because so many people are depending on you.
Right.
So if you're going to take risks, the very best time to take risks for you, it would be now.
Yeah.
And I'd say, I mean, what, I've known you since you were 6 years old?
Yeah.
So based on that, I'd say you took some really big risks and you've come out on top. And I can't tell you how proud I am of you.
Thank you. Paula, a lot of people blame their unsuccess on being like, oh, I don't have connections. Oh, you know, my parents aren't anybody, so it's going to be hard for me to blah, blah, blah. Would you tell a young kid to focus on getting connections, or would you say just do your thing? The right people will come into your life when they're supposed to.
So my parents came to this country as immigrants and didn't know anybody, and I was raised on welfare. Where were the connections? The honest to God fact is, if you have the right energy and you have the right composition and makeup and ideas and express yourself well, people will flock to you. You don't have to get connections. Connections will come to you.
Right.
If you, with nothing else, have the ingredients for success. That would involve being confident, exuding honesty and care and concern and legitimacy. Throughout life, people come to you if the focus is not you. If you demonstrate to people that they matter to you, they will come. It's like a magnet. But the minute you see that people see themselves as the primary principle in any story and that they have the big head, people are like, whatever.
Right.
She don't really care. She didn't really care.
Yeah.
So all that stuff about it's who you know, I'm not going to tell you that relationships can't help. But what's the point of having the relationship if it lasts as long as it takes for you to finish a glass of water and then everybody's moved on?
Right.
You want to have lasting and have people really enjoy being around you. That doesn't mean life of the party. Sometimes it means being a listener.
Another thing a lot of people struggle with, they go through high school, middle school, they get to be 19, 20, and they still don't know what they want to do with themselves, with their life. What would you tell someone that doesn't have a drive, they don't have a passion?
This could be really a generalization, but that strikes me as being somebody who's self-consumed and self-absorbed. I don't know what I want to do. Step outside of yourself and go find people who you can help and do something for, and it might help you conclude what it is that you're meant to do. One of my nieces once said to me when she was maybe 13 years old, Paula, I want to be famous. I said, famous for what? I just want to be famous. You want to be famous for good things, bad things? What do you want to be famous for? I don't know, but I want to be famous and I want to have security, meaning bodyguards. And I said, you know how stupid you sound? I mean, is that really what your goal is? You have to decide what you want to give to the world, what you want to put into the universe, and what the universe is going to reward you with. Because it can't just be that you're going to drive around in a bulletproof Range Rover and the big 300-pound dude gets out and helps you out of the car and down the steps and pushes other people away while they're screaming for your autograph. That's what you think you were put on this planet for?
Right.
It's not.
Right.
It's not. It really is about the balance of what you can give. And if you approach the world and life with what you can give, the response is you get. You have to give to get. You're just not going to get it because you think you should. Because see, that's back to my earlier point. It could be as simple as helping somebody. And you don't know how that gratitude is going to be expressed. Maybe that person knows somebody. Maybe that person has an opportunity for you. Maybe that person merely has the kind of conversation with you that you've never had before. And it leads to all kinds of other things. So when I said it could be a generalization, but it sounds like it's self-absorption because, you know, it's the staring at my navel, what is my life going to be?
Right.
What am I going to do? How about what can I do for? What can I do for? What can I contribute?
Yep.
It might change things entirely.
So just to sum it up, you need to offer something back to the universe.
Yes.
Now it's time for rapid fire. Paula, what time do you usually wake up?
4.
Do you ever get mad?
Yes.
You get mad often?
No.
Typical dinner, what does it look like?
Chicken, fish, soup.
Typical breakfast?
Chicken, fish, soup.
Favorite movie, favorite music artist?
Star Wars, James Brown.
I've heard that you fall asleep at concerts. Is that true?
Once, Rolling Stones, they were a little slow.
Thanks for watching. This is Mikey Alfred, Paula Madison, our guest. I got one more question for her, one more. There's a new broom that came out. Have you heard about it?
No.
It's weird because it's sweeping the nation. Till next time, thanks for watching.
Golf Media!